Peter Obi, thank you so much for being with us. You are certainly the most popular presidential candidate in Nigeria right now among young people. There is just so much momentum behind you. But here's the problem. Nigerians are used to being disappointed by their leaders. And when you think about some of the problems that are facing the country right now, they're systemic. I'm talking about corruption. I'm talking about oil theft. I'm talking about insecurity. I'm talking about the fiscal hole that Nigeria is in right now. Can all of that really be solved by one person?
Well, if you have a leader that is competent, have the capacity and commitment to start dealing with it, you're not going to solve it overnight. But there will be a clear, visible, measurable attempt to dealing with it. And they're things that are solvable. They're things that can be dealt with decisively. But you have to have a leader that, if you look at what he's been able to do in the past, you can say yes.
If indeed you do become Nigeria's next president. Nigeria, as you know, is broke. It is barely able to service its debt. It spends so much more than it earns. What are your plans, just from a concrete perspective, what are your plans to take Nigeria's economy off of life support?
Well, a variety of things. One is that you have to deal decisively with the issue of security. It's impacting negatively on your economy today. You have to deal with it head on, because you have to get your farmers to go back to farm and start ensuring that the vast land of the north are invested, are cultivated on. You have to start pulling people out of poverty as quickly as possible. You have to reduce aggressively cost of governance and deal with the issue of corruption.
Anyone who knows anything about Nigeria knows that it has this embarrassing reputation of, despite the fact that it is Africa's largest oil producer, it imports refined fuel. What is your plan for transforming Nigeria's economy from a consumption economy to a production economy?
Let me use the issue of oil, for example. There's no reason why our refineries cannot work. There's no reason why we should not encourage private sector to build refineries and operate them. And they're not rocket science. It can be done as quickly as possible. You can use today decide to remove the fuel subsidy, use the resources to support critical areas of production, from critical infrastructure to education to supporting investment in refinery, which will be, like I said, done within a shortest possible time.
A lot of Nigerian presidents have come in and talked about revitalizing the manufacturing sector, investing in refineries, but change, as you know, has been very, very slow. Why is it going to be different with you, and what would you say were the biggest hurdles in making sure that all of the things that you've just listed come to pass?
Well, what people need to do is to go and look at what I promised as a state governor when I said I'm going to turn around education, health, pull people out of poverty, bring sanity and civility in governance in Anambra State, whether that happened or not. When I said we're going to save money, did we do that?
I want to talk about one of the other sort of major issues that Nigeria is grappling with right now, and that is, of course, violence and insecurity. You can barely travel from one part of Nigeria to another without fearing for your life. And I'm talking about kidnapping, I'm talking about banditry, I'm talking about terrorism, I'm talking about Boko Haram. What is your plan for that?
You know, I did say that initially, that what we need to first set down is issue of security. Because unless you have security, the farmers can't go back, you can't attract investment, nobody will ever want to go to an insecure place. And you can deal with that. There's so many, you need to do a lot of work, reorganize your security architecture, ensure that there's multi-level policing. Issue of state police has to be decisively dealt with. There's so many things you need to do. You need to bring in more personnel into the security system, equip them properly, ensure that they are properly motivated to deal with the issue of security, because the need is the most important thing Nigeria needs today.
As you know, you and I are both Nigerian, we're both Igbos, we're both from southeastern Nigeria. Nigeria is a very hard country to hold together. You've got 200 million people, so many different tribes, so many different competing interests and ideas. And when you think about the fact that, you know, you're from the southeast, how easy is it going to be to rally Nigerians perhaps from the north behind you? That's got to be on your mind.
That is what it was yesterday. Another problem, because we have been able to elect people based on ethnicity, religion, my turn, connection, or one form of bias or the other, which brought us to where we are, or structure. which always says structure of criminality. That is what we want to dismantle now and ensure that the next election is based on character, capacity, competence, commitment to do the right thing. Nigeria is now not just in a physical mess, it is at the last stage to collapse. The people in the north don't have a secure place. They don't have good roads. They don't buy bread cheaper than people in the south. So is the people in the south. So all you hear about ethnicity, religion, connection, my turn, is elite conspiracy to keep Nigeria underdeveloped. But now we've reached the edge. We can no longer continue this way.
Mr. Obi, thank you so much for joining us on the program.
Thank you for having me.
Penny pinching reputation, and he's shaking up the Nigerian electorate as he takes on two political heavyweights ahead of the country's presidential elections.
You have nothing to fear.
Young people in the country say they are desperate for good governance amid concerns about high inflation, a depreciating local currency, and kidnapping for ransom by bandits. And 61-year-old Peter Obi appears to be a messiah of sorts for this generation, aged 24 and below, who make up around 32% of the population, according to the United Nations Population Fund. Wayumi Lube is 24 and is one of the organizers of a movement supporting Obi known as Obedience.
The Obedient movement is pretty simple. We're just a group of frustrated Nigerians who want good governance. It's as simple as that. And we're running for presidency. Each and every one of us in the Obedient movement is running for presidency through Peter Obi.
Obi is a former governor of Anambra and is seen as a credible alternative to the two parties that have dominated politics since the end of military rule in 1999. The Obedience movement is powered by social media and similar to the NSAS protest, also nicknamed Sorosoke, or Speak Up Against Police Brutality, in October 2020. The Obedience movement continues to gather pace and gain momentum.
You listen to that? That's Peter Obi on CNN. Now, everything Peter Obi said on that video, all the problems before us today that we are facing, it was Tinubu's turn. It was Tinubu's turn. That turn of Tinubu brought this problem we have today. I brought insecurity. That turn of Tinubu I brought poverty, hunger to this country. That turn of Tinubu has brought insecurity. That turn of Tinubu has increased the price of food and services. That turn of Tinubu has make our dollar, our naira useless, nothing to write home about. That turn of Tinubu collapse our economy. That turn of Tinubu has increased our fear that is not affordable again. That turn of Tinubu makes our roads not savable, not safe again. That turn of Tinubu make businesses collapse in this country. That turn of Tinubu makes a lot of businesses shut down, relocate out of Nigeria. That turn of Tinubu, what brought about this increasing ethnicity, hatred, tribalism. That turn of Tinubu, what brought about a lot of things, all manner of things. We could go on and on and on again. Just that turn of Tinubu, just because he wants to answer the name president without anything to offer to the people that is calling him president. He has nothing to offer till today. That's why when I look at it, somebody will say, why are you always criticizing Tinubu? Can't you talk about the good thing that he did? What is good thing? What is good about what Tinubu has done? This legacy to say Tinubu is doing well. Whenever he did something, what is that thing? Like I always ask questions every time. Somebody should point out what he did. If you point out 5 good things, 5 is too much. 3 good things that Tinubu has done this successfully. Because of Tinubu, we now have this in our country. Then I will mention 5. If you mention 3, I'll mention 5 that Tinubu did wrong, that makes this country, that is collapsing this country. Do you understand? So that's a lot. I don't know. Since this man came into office, now what Tinubu believes is a development. He neglects these small scale businesses. He doesn't care about it. He's only interested in taking money from Nigerians without creating jobs for them. No job opportunity. Those people creating jobs for themselves, insecurity, are taking those jobs away from them. Those people doing small scale businesses, literally now, especially those that need fuel to run their day-to-day activities as a business, they can't afford to do it again because the price of fuel is very expensive. There's no, people do not have physical cash to patronize whatever, because manage money. People are not living in a sachet life. Everything, buying everything, sachet. Unlike before, where you go to the market, you buy everything in bulk. People are now managing. This has never happened to this country before, just because of a turn of somebody who does not care or who does not even understand the importance of the country that is going to manage economy. Rather, you see, when you want to develop, or as a president, you look at the system, you focus on the critical areas of development. What are those critical areas of development? For example, these small scale businesses are very important. Those people are contributing a lot to your economy. Now, your policies is not encouraging those small scale businesses. Now, the multi-million naira businesses we had before, they say policy is affecting them because they can't afford. The diesel is very expensive. They are not meeting up again with the target. Some people are relocated, shut down company. What happens? Added to the problem, the more company exit Nigeria, the more people go into poverty, because those people are going to lose their job. It takes time again for them to find job, if at all they are able to find job. Do you understand? So you focus on this critical area of development. You want to build, for example, you want to create road. Now, coastal road, that for now, it is not important. Now, that coastal road, they are still building or they are still constructing. More money been budgeted for that. More money has already gone down for that project. And that project, that road is not contributing to the GDP of today. It's not contributing to the development of this country, because they are not finished the road. The road is still under construction, but more money has gone down already. Even, I think that day when heavy rains, you see flood, they even block the road. The little some kilometer they said is okay that people can, but they block the road that nobody should pass through the road, isn't it? Why? Nobody knows. Now that money is like you buy a plot of land. You don't have money to build the land in the next 5 years because you have money in your own business. You not go and buy land there. Within that 5 years, somebody would have even taken over the land. Do you understand? And meanwhile, that money could have been used for something very important. If you are using the money to run your business, turnover every time, a time will come you can afford to take money out of your business to go and buy a plot of land and build immediately, or to go and even buy already built house. But you will not be impatient but hey, I understand the country. That's how some people run their own. So what do? If you have injected that money into use that money to build some companies, to invest, that would have been better. A lot of people would have been employed, gain employment, that be working since, contributing to economy, to our GDP, isn't it? The small, even if you cannot build companies, now we have some roads that are not motorable. Those roads are not working. Reason why, if there's any rain, flood, you can't pass some places. The roads are not good. Use that money to fix all these federal roads that are not motorable. Link all the small, all the cities to city, state to state. Those federal roads, link all of them together for easy access, for easy transportation of goods and services. Now, some states you cannot. You see, some Dangote trucks, other trucks, apart from cement, those one carry cement, those one carry other goods. Sometimes they spend 3 days on the road. They spend 3 days on the road because of bad roads. If those roads has been fixed, touch your part, make sure they are okay. It's when you finish all these before you think of expansion. Now we have thousands of federal roads there. They are not motorable, causing traffic, unnecessary traffic. You said those ones, they are not important. You want to create your own special road just to answer the name, to say this road was constructed on that Tinubu. That was the only thing. That is the only reason why he is constructing that road. 2 things linked to his business, family, properties along that road, and to answer the name, the road was constructed on that Tinubu. That's all. So, businesses, schools, you want to build mansions, but they're asking you to build mansions. But Tinubu policy believe in mansions. If you are not a millionaire, you don't deserve to live in this country. That's what Tinubu policy is all about. If you are not a millionaire, multi-millionaire, you do not deserve to live in this country. That's what it means. That's why it's like I don't know if he doesn't want to see any poor people around, but he's throwing more people into poverty. Do you understand? So you are every time you go abroad looking for foreign investor who is coming to invest millions of dollars or due money. We are not seeing any of those things. Yet the little one we have, you cannot grow them, you can't manage them, you can't encourage them, you can't make policy easier for them. There's no electricity. The fuel is not affordable. People can't buy it to do their businesses. All those things. Now, our farm is not safe again. People can't go to their farm, to their farming job. Some communities, they have food. They have some community villages. They produce, they sell within the community. Right? They produce, they sell, they harvest, they cultivate, they harvest, they sell within the community and the neighboring community. But now, they can't do that again. Some community now shut down. Some community are empty completely because of Fulani, banditry, herdsmen, whatever. Do you understand all those things? So how do you encourage foreign investors to come invest when you cannot even retain the one that you have? You cannot, you can, come on now, you can't take care of them. You can't take care of them. No. It's not happening. It's not working. It's not working. Look at what Peter Obi said. If this man has given opportunity 2 years ago, do you think he would have been here talking about this? No, he can't do it overnight. But there's no way Peter Obi would have decided to say Saudi gone at the first day that is causing problem without any plans. No, it's not. It's not working. It's not working. Now somebody will say Tinubu is doing well. Like we should give him glory. Remember of now, World Bank has just approved another $750 million loan to do what? We don't know. Do you understand all those things? So you now say what they say after rebasing, romancing the figure, they say things are getting better, the price of food and services are at least coming down. In what way? In what sense? Somebody should make sense out of it. In what sense? That Tinubu took over government 2 years ago, over 2 years ago, with the price you met those things. Suddenly they jumped to 300% increase. Now because of your reform, because you say you are doing, because you say you are working after 2 years, 300% is now 200%. Still 200% away from the current price where you met it and you were expecting people to rejoice, to celebrate. Yet before this price started coming down, thousands of people have already lost hope, already lost businesses. Their businesses are already shut down. Those companies that relocated out of this country, can Tinubu make them come back again? No. If those companies were here, then you are expecting more to come. They would have been better. So even if companies are coming now, they need to first of all fill the gap of those people that are relocated out of the country. Before you're thinking of say, okay, you are improving. You need to first of all fill the gap. Anyways, all this, it has happened. 2027 is the solution. So we all know what to do. So we can't continue complaining, lamenting again now. There must be a solution. The solution is 2027 election. You do the right thing. Vote the right candidate who deserves to be in Aso Rock, who can actually deliver. But as it is, you can say to yourself that this government has failed woefully. It does not deserve a second term. Except you just want to gamble with your life. You don't like it, or I don't know. But if you do, you know that APC, they don't deserve it. Because under APC, the country is the hardship, the problem the country is facing is increasing every year. The problem keep on increasing every year, increasing under APC. Instead of solving those problems, at least reducing. When you solve one problem, then it will go down. But if you solve one problem of this country to the other APC, you solve one, another 3 problems emerges at the same time again. They are not reducing but increasing. Anyways, please like, share, comment, and subscribe to this YouTube channel. I'll be your guy now. Run for me, subscribe.